Oh, hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. This is 209 East Simpson Street here in Lafayette, Colorado. My name is Jonathan, and this video is about Kaleidoscope. Right now, we're in my studio, which my wife and I bought about 10 years ago, and I bought it to do my voiceover business out of, but along the way, along the journey, I started to make my own art, which you're seeing on the walls behind me. I think it was the spirit of the city of Lafayette and the creativity getting into my bones. And when I began to make my art, what I realized was that creativity and being creative was so fulfilling to me. And not too long ago, I decided I wanted other people to have the same opportunity, to have a dedicated space that they could be creative day in and day out. And so I decided I wanted to build Kaleidoscope. It's going to be on the rear of my property. You want to check it out? Let's go. So we're going to put up a 1,250 square foot space dedicated to art and creativity. It's a non-profit art incubator. But what is that? It's a place where people can come routinely to be creative and exercise their artistic muscle. Maybe it's something that they want to get back to, like drawing or painting or knitting or sculpting, something that they used to do that really brought them joy. Or maybe they're active artists day in, day out, and they want to take their art game to the next level, and they want to connect with other artists here at Kaleidoscope. Well, on a sliding scale basis, people can come here, rent space, and do just that. And for the community at large, people can come in here sporadically and see what is being created. Now that you know some of the broad strokes about Kaleidoscope, let me tell you 5 more important things that you should know. Number 1, Kaleidoscope is being built by locals. Locals like Jesse Ledeen, our architect. He lives down on East Cleveland. Locals like Gretchen Pangilinan, who signed up to be our first board member. Gretchen is an artist, an art therapist, and co-founder of Lafayette's own Eats and Sweets. Dave Heinrich, local guy, our civil engineer consultant. Robin Ty, who is our business and nonprofit consultant and board member. Also, Bob Jenks, he is our builder. Yes, that's right, he's Bob the Builder. He's a local guy. He used to serve on the Lafayette Historical Board, and Bob is also an artist in his own right and a great musician. These are the people that are building Kaleidoscope from the ground up. And speaking of building, let's go to point 2. When we were planning for the construction of Kaleidoscope, we wanted to pay attention to one of Lafayette's most important values, which is caring for our planet. That's why we're aiming to have all electricity generated by solar. That's why we're using SIPS panels in the construction, which makes heating and cooling the structure much more energy efficient, and why we're trying to use as many reclaimed materials as possible. I'm going to the resource yard in Boulder every week, and I've already found things like doors and cabinets and lighting that we will reuse. And that's not even to mention the 38-step cast iron spiral staircase from the late 1800s that will be going into Kaleidoscope. But that's a story for another time. Let's move on to point 3. East Simpson, baby. East Simpson Street is one of the beating hearts of Lafayette. It used to be the main street here in Lafayette, but you probably knew that. Over the last few years, it's brought new things like Odd 13 Brewing, the Colorado School of Herbalism, East Simpson Coffee Company, and of course mainstays like Friends and Fun Children's Center and the Miners Museum, and of course my neighbor who likes to shovel snow in his shorts for some reason.
Hi, neighbor!
Let's face it, East Simpson is pretty awesome, and Kaleidoscope is going to be bringing its own brand of magic right here to East Simpson Street. On to point 4. What in the heck does a 1975 Ford Econoline van have to do with Kaleidoscope? Well, this van was actually donated to Kaleidoscope and is going to become an interactive sculpture on the property. And it is being transformed into the Yellow Submarine. By who, you ask? By volunteer students from Centaurus's International Baccalaureate, or IB, program. When this van was donated to Kaleidoscope, I knew I wanted to do something fun with it. And then I realized I could have young adults come over here and volunteer to be creative and transform it into the Yellow Submarine. Why? A better question is, Why not? We do teach kids so much about the practicality of working. I think it's also time to teach kids about the joy of creativity. So these young women have been slowly but surely transforming this van into the Yellow Submarine, where it will eventually have an aquatic feel and even a soundtrack inside here and be part of the Kaleidoscope property. Are you ready for the final number? Point number 5 is a reminder that Kaleidoscope is a non-profit. I didn't want this to be about maximizing revenue. I wanted it to be about maximizing artistic expression, which is one of the biggest things that our city is about, art and creativity. And so on this spot that I'm standing, in 6 months, there's going to be a structure, and that structure is Kaleidoscope. This is going to be a jewel of the community. I just know it and feel it in my gut. And one of the things that excites me the most about this are all the things that we can't even predict that will come out of the artistic connection and collaboration and incubation, which is why I call it an incubator. We're going to incubate so much fun and creativity and magic here, and I really want the city to be a part of that. Thank you for watching this video. We've got lots of material here for you to review. Please reach out with any questions, and thanks again.